Well, Jordan, first of all, thanks for joining us. I know it's a slightly unusual way for us to do interviews, but it's quite an unusual time for everybody all across the world at the moment. How challenging has this been for you, not just as a footballer, but just as a dad, as a husband, and that kind of thing?
Yeah, it has been different. It has been challenging at times, especially when you've got three kids running around the house. But at the same time, I feel as though that I'm in a luxury position, if you like, in terms of we've got a nice house that the kids can go and run around in and play and go in the garden and play, which I understand a lot of people might not have that luxury, So yeah, I think it is challenging times, but at the same time, I feel privileged to be in the position that I'm in because I look at people that are suffering, and sort of puts everything into perspective a little bit.
That was the thing I was going to ask you about, really, because the footballer's psyche is always about, if you suffer defeat, it's all about the next game. But that has been the perspective we've all had, whatever job we're doing at the moment, isn't it? That there are bigger things and bigger forces at play at the moment.
Yeah, the football isn't even in the thought at the minute. Of course, myself and other players will be wanting to get back as soon as possible and be chomping at the bit to go and play football. But at the same time, we understand that there's bigger problems and bigger things going on in the world. And yeah, we just need to just do our best to support our families, stay safe, and just keep listening to what the authorities are telling us. And hopefully this period can finish sooner rather than later and everybody can start some normality.
Is it the biggest test that you faced in your career as a footballer, this period?
It's a totally different test, It's my biggest downs in my career up until this point was obviously injury, I would say. That was the hardest thing to deal with for me personally. This is a different challenge, and I think I've just tried to stay as positive as I can be, really. I mean, the time that I've spent with my family and the kids over the last couple of weeks is something that I've never been able to do before. So I'm just trying to take a lot of the positive things around it. I've really enjoyed being with the kids every day, helping them with the school work and things that I wouldn't normally do. I've just tried to, just do it as much as I can and enjoy it, But when it is 24/7, it can be challenging at times, as everybody will know. But yeah, I just try to enjoy this period that we're going to get. I know it'll be for a long period, of course, but yeah, just try to stay positive. And yeah, just like I said, just try and enjoy it as much as I can because I've never really had a block of time like this to be with the kids and my wife for a long time.
Have you got new age respect or newfound respect now for teachers and the job that they do each day? What are you like as a dad that's homeschooling at the moment?
Yeah, to be fair, the school have sort of done online stuff with the kids. So the teachers are online and doing work with them and stuff. But I have been helping them with that. And to be honest, I've enjoyed doing that. That's something that I've never really done apart from like the homework when they're coming home from school and you're helping them with that. But to do it every day in the morning and help them with certain things, I've quite enjoyed that. Like I said, you don't get opportunities to do that often. So I'm trying to make the most of it.
You've had to be creative, obviously, with the training as well. How are you finding that? Because again, like you said, with the kids and the teaching, they've had programs to follow. You've had programs to follow as well, but it's a bit different when you're training on your own, I imagine.
It's a little bit different, yeah. Obviously tougher. We've been given some programs and stuff by the club, of course. And things that we need to do, but I suppose it's a little bit like pre-season and off-season in that sense, just given the program, follow that over the holidays, pretty similar to that sort of stuff. But with us having a newborn, I haven't really had a set time every day. I've just been doing it off the cuff. Whenever I get a period of time in the day, I'll go out and do me work, what I need to do. and so far, yeah, I feel as though I've been keeping in decent enough shape.
In terms of that shutdown that you speak about as well, because you are a very close unit. We've spoken many times about the way that you've tried to recreate the old days, and the way you are socially very close, this group of lads as well. You're having to use WhatsApp groups and that kind of thing. How active are those at the moment between the lads? How much are you staying in touch with each other?
Yeah, we have got a big WhatsApp group and things are getting fired in quite often. So everybody's sort of staying in contact and chucking different videos in and different sort of challenges what we can do. So there has been a lot of contact with the lads, because we're spending every day together, and travelling together and all sorts of stuff. So not to see each other for a long period of time is strange, especially at this time of the season. But at the same time, when we'll have off season, it's pretty similar to that. It's just the time that we're at and the stage that we're at in the year, in the season, that it is a little bit different. And now we're in the house and you can't really do anything else. It is a bit strange.
Are you remotely feeling that responsibility as well as captain? We see you drive the players on each day. You set such very high standards for them as well. Are you mindful that psychologically you have to stay in touch with some of those younger players as well to maybe G them along and keep the spirits up in what is a very challenging time for everybody as well?
Yeah, I think it is important to stay in touch with people, and especially the lads. I think some people will cope differently to others. Some of the lads are on their own, which I've spoke to, which must be really difficult.
Yeah.
And most of the lads have family and kids and stuff, which will make it easier, maybe a little bit more difficult at times, but overall a lot easier when you've got family around you and people around you. But when you're on your own, it must be so difficult. So I've touched base with them lads, and they seem okay. But obviously, it's only been a couple of weeks, and we've probably got a few more months to go, at least.
Because we forget sometimes how young these lads are as well, Jordan. We look at them as top end Premier League European footballers, don't we? But they are, some of them, very young lads who are away from home and away from their families. That is a big challenge in itself, that.
Yeah, again, especially when you're from a different country, you might feel alone, but the lads and the people at the club will make sure that they feel supported in everything that they do, in the programmes and stuff. And I think obviously we're going to do stuff as a group as well. I think we've got something on in the morning that we're doing as a team. So I think that'll start to happen a little bit more often, where we're doing maybe sessions together, like on FaceTime and stuff, or different apps you can use, so everybody's sort of doing it together. I think that'll probably start from this point going forward, just to try and keep everybody in touch, really, and like you see, help support the players that are finding it a little bit more difficult or on their own.
It's made everybody united in the challenge that's going on in the world as well. And we saw the manager speak about it yesterday as well, Jordan, that, that this time is really for us to reflect on everybody as human beings. And we've seen the great human side come out, and the likes of Robbo donating to food banks and that kind of thing. About this group of lads, it will bring out the best in them as well as human beings too.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's an important time for everybody to come together, not just our club, but everybody, in the country, in the world, I suppose. It's important that everybody comes together, and we try and just listen to the advice that we've been given to make sure that this virus sort of goes away sooner rather than later, and everybody can get back to some sort of normality soon. It's a time to come together and help each other, and I'm sure there's different ways of doing that, especially supporting the NHS and the work that they're doing. You can see how much support they're getting from the whole country, so that's really important as well. But for us as players, I think there's different things that we can do all the time, and I'm sure the lads will help, which we have, like you said already, with the food banks. But if there's anything else, then I'm sure the lads will be on board to do so.
Let's talk a little bit about football, Jordan, because it's probably never too far from your mind either. Has this been a period where maybe you found it a bit too painful to think about football, or is it just a momentary pause you feel that things will resume again and you will have the same battles that you've always had to be the very best in the world?
Yeah, of course. Listen, we'll miss football. I love football so much. That's why we do it. You want to go and training every day. You want to play football every day. So to have that taken away, so suddenly, is difficult. But again, this period, I'm sure we're at the end of it. It'll make everybody appreciate things a lot more, and not take stuff for granted as much. So I think there's definitely a period to learn and to take things from. And at the end of it, I think we'll all be better off. But at the same time, I understand there's a lot of people going through pain and suffering. And our thoughts obviously go out to them. But all we can do is just keep listening to what we're being told. And like I say, hopefully this doesn't last too long. But in the meantime, we just got to stay positive, try and help each other and stay together, which I've seen a lot of, to be fair, on social media and stuff. A lot of support, especially to the NHS, and rightly so, for the work they're doing, which is the most important thing. Football is so small and in this sort of situation. So we've got to sort the situation out first, and then whenever that is, then we can start talking about football and looking forward.
Where the football does go, though, Jordan, and it will resume at some point, and the great thing that there's been about this group of players is focus, isn't it? Whatever challenge has been put in your way, you've always met that head on, and there's always been a brilliant focus about this group of players, and that will be important when the time comes again.
Yeah, it is important to make sure that this is why we've got to keep doing the work that we've been given, keep doing the training stuff, because there will become a time, whenever that is, that we need to go back and start training and play games pretty quickly. So I'm sure all the lads are doing the stuff and to keep ticking over for when we are ready to go back in, when it's safe for us to do so, and we can start the Premier League again. Then we're ready to go pretty quickly. I think that's the most important thing. That's all we can do, really.
Let's finish off then, Jordan. Thank you so much for giving us your time. Maybe a message for the fans, because they are aware acutely of what's going on in the world, all of them, wherever they are at the moment, but they're really missing their team. They're really missing all of you. What would you say to them at this time?
Well, we're missing them too. That's for sure. So stay safe, of course, stay inside and keep listening to all the advice that the government and the authorities are giving us. And if we do that, then this will sort of pass quicker than we hope. But just try and stay positive, and it's perfect sort of chance to use our song that we sing every game, in terms of "You Never Walk Alone." It's the perfect opportunity for that. I've seen stuff on social media which the nurses were singing along to. I don't know whether you've seen that, but some stuff like that's really powerful, and this is the time where it's not just words. You've got to use it as best we can as people and as human beings. But yeah, just listen to the authorities, do your bit, do what you can, and hopefully this will go sooner rather than later, and everybody can get back to some sort of normality and look forward to what the future holds, really.
Well, listen, mate, we really appreciate you catching up with us, and those sentiments go to you and your family as well, mate. Stay safe, and we hope to see you back out there soon.
Thanks, mate. Take care.